It's always a good one after a victory, especially that. Yes, is that it now? You're not lingsing it. It's the old Rob and the bow and arrow. You know what? Welcome, by the way, to the Late Night Lock-In. Please get involved in the live chat. If you're not watching on YouTube, come over youtube.com/allforunited. I'm Ben. This guy is Joe. He does some funny stuff and he's brilliant as well. And we're here today with two fantastic guests who we're going to get to in just a second. So stick with us. We're going to be talking about comebacks, the ultimate fan quiz on the way a little bit later on as well, which you can get involved with. My first United game too with the guys. And of course, we are going to talk about our amazing record-breaking away form. But before we do, Joe, you're doing the Cavani celebration.
Yeah.
Do you see United put out a tweet today of Bruno Fernandes when Cavani scored that second goal, like literally screaming at them, telling them to get back. Come on, look, we've got to go for that second. Did you see it?
I did not see that, but that is just, I love that man. I cannot not love that man enough. Like that is, this is like, I don't know when the next time we'll be able to feel joy with United, because as soon as you get it, they decide to just take it away. So like, I am going to live this for every moment that it is, because there was not one person, hey, Jones, Lingard, Rojo, enjoy your 100 grand a week, okay? If we're winning, then you've earned it. Even though you're not doing anything, whatever you're not doing at the club, you are earning it. Okay?
Are you saying nice things about Phil Jones? We're not even talking about Phil Jones.
No, this is how crazy this makes me. This club makes me. That like I am complimenting people just for existing and earning 100 grand a week.
It was a moment, though.
It was a moment.
It was a moment. That what happened when we scored that? We were just having this chat off camera, but what happened when that third goal went in? Cavani made contact with the ball. It's in the back of the net. 3-2, last minute winner. How did you celebrate it?
Well, it was kind of ruined for me in a way. My whole family loved it. I loved it, don't get me wrong, okay? But because we don't have Sky in the house, we were watching it through nefarious circumstances. And I got the message right before the goal went in. And so I was like, huh! And then the goal went in and my family went mad. And I kind of reacted a second late because I found out it just before it went in. But it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I'm just overjoyed.
I was asked to go and put the stuff, the Christmas decks, like the empty boxes or the over, what do you call it? Like when you've got too much of something, the overspill of the Christmas decorations back up in the loft by my fiance. She asked me nicely, putting in mind that she knew I was watching the football. She said, please, can you just go and do it? And I was like, yeah, okay, as soon as the game's finished, I'll do it. So I went upstairs with my phone on the 90th minute. I was watching it on the Now TV app. And I was like, I can't not watch it. Like I can feel something happening here. I've got to keep watching it. And literally it went in. I dropped a box, ran downstairs, got hold of my daughter, started flinging her up in the air. The problem is, this is for a 3-2 win at St Mary's. I was saying to the guys, imagine what I'm going to be like in a Champions League final. Now that I've got kids, they're going to be thrown all over the place. They're going to be like, literally, they're going to be like, yeah, Daddy, what happened this weekend? Yeah, Daddy chucked me in the air and I nearly hit my head on the ceiling. Or, Daddy dropped me celebrating a goal.
And don't forget, we're definitely getting to the Champions League final and we're definitely going to win it. This is all matter of fact. Like, this isn't what ifs. This is definitely
I better take out health insurance for the kids now. Otherwise, it's going to tell you. Right, anyway, should we get into it? We've got a cracking show today and we've got two cracking guests to get on the show as well. Adam Stott is with us, of course, from the fantastic YouTube channel Mad Red United. Adam, thank you for joining us, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, good mate. How buzzing after the weekend as always. Well, especially after a comeback win like that. Any win will do these days, but a comeback win, that's even better to go into Monday morning's work with, put it that way.
Yeah, my first thing that I tweeted this morning was woke up this morning feeling fine, because I think that pretty much captures all of us, doesn't it there? But anyway, Adam, we're going to be talking about comebacks in just a second. So come on, give us yours. What's your favourite away day memory where we've come back to win a game?
Oh man, what do you want? I've got a catalogue, mate.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It is. Mate, it could be any. I've got a goal. The ultimate one has to be the 5-3 at White Hart Lane, doesn't it? 3-0 down at half time, and then you're literally thinking, what are we going to do here? We need a goal. And just the goal scorers on that day, it just takes me straight back. I mean, Van Nistelrooy, Andy Cole, Beckham, Veron. It was just an awesome day. Even Laurent Blanc scored a goal in that game. Just to go through the names, you know what I mean? The names that were in that team and how we went 3-0 down in the first place to that in Spurs' team. But no, mate, I think 3-0 down and then 5-3. I mean, you could even you could bring it up as close as doing Spurs again when we were 2-0 down at half time, and then Fergie just threw out Ronaldo, Berbatov, Tevez, and Rooney, I think it was, as a front four, and just said go out and smash them. And that's what we did. We scored 5 in the second half again. It's something about Spurs, mate, I think.
And Southampton, because haven't we come from behind to beat Southampton about 3 or 4
we do.
times?
That's normal. It's normal for them now, isn't it? For us to come back from them. But you think our favourite scoreline is 3-2 against them, isn't it now? It's every time we beat them, it's 3-2, because we either draw or we beat them 3-2. That's it, isn't it? Nothing else.
And our number 9s love goals against him as well. Martial's bagged a few against Southampton in his time at the club, and also obviously Robin van Persie as well on his well, it wasn't his debut, was it? It's his away debut, so to speak, grabbing a hat trick. It was a hat trick, wasn't it?
It was.
Sure, it was. Yeah, fantastic hat trick as well. Last minute goal header too, if I remember rightly. Fantastic.
It was from a corner.
Let's drag in Natalie, shall we? Natalie, thank you for jumping on. Natalie is one of the hosts. I'm not going to say co-host because Natalie and Jonathan do such an amazing job on our MU Women's Weekly show here on All United every Thursday at 7 o'clock. They're going to be back this Thursday as well. Natalie, thank you for jumping on. We're chatting about last minute winners and comebacks. So same question for you. I don't actually know if the women's team actually have some big away comebacks here that you can share with us as well. But your favourite away day comebacks. Oh, Natalie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I lost you there. But your favourite away day comebacks? Go on, give us a few.
Some of the ones that Adam's just said are fantastic. But, for the girls, I'd say one of the best comebacks was the recent one we've had against City when we went 2-0 down at half-time. Basically, Tobin Heath scored a rocket to bring us back 2-1, and in the last minute equaliser to make it 2-2, and that was just only the other week for the girls. But some of the lads ones, Munich, winning in the Champions League, coming back that it's in United's DNA coming back, and I think some of the best memories are them last minute winners. I mean, I remember one at Villa Park. I think Vidic scored and it made it a draw, things like that. It's what we live for as being a United fans.
Yes, we do live and breathe a last minute winner. Joe, what about you? Come on, you must have some.
I'm going to paint you a picture, okay? It's May. It's 1999. We have conceded an away goal at our home in Old Trafford, and then we're travelling to Turin, which is always a difficult place anyway, playing the previous year champions or the year before that. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can go 2-0 down in the first half. What's the best thing that can happen? Is that your captain gets yellow carded, can't play the final, but instead decides to have the greatest game in Manchester United football history. Scores the first, controls the game. We get 2 more in. We beat Juventus, that year's favourites, to go on and eventually win the Champions League that season. So for me, Stadio del Alpi in May 1999 is our backyard, and for me that was the best comeback in our history, I think.
Can you just say their stadium name again, just for everyone to?
I'm feeling.
No, come on, just say it again. Come on, just say
any
it again.
Any chance I could be saying it incorrectly? The Stadio degli Alpi. I'm saying, but I have a bit of a twang. Okay, I'm just throwing out there, giving the people what they want.
John saying for me, the biggest is the 1999 Champions League final. Still brings me to tears. Connor says best comeback in recent time for me is a 3-2 against City, 2-0 down at half time. You're on about the one at the Etihad, right? Because also the Community Shield one was actually a big comeback as well when we beat them again. I think that was 3-2, wasn't it?
It was
when
3-2,
Nani popped up with that dink in literally the last kick of the game from a City corner. That was a big one. But yeah, loads of good comebacks coming in. Get in the live chat, guys, if you want to get involved. If you're on any other platform, youtube.com/all4united, come and tell us about your favourite Manchester United comebacks, home or away. We just want to hear about it. But talking about away form, Joe, just want to reflect a little bit on yesterday's win. Do you still get nervous going away from home now? Because we're completing that, mate, aren't we? We're doing all right away from home at the moment.
We're done. You might as well just give us like maximum points for the rest of the season, because we're going to win every away game from here until the end of time. It's at home that terrifies me. But no, like it's a great thing, and it's kind of been constant under every manager, where away from home, post Ferguson, like we can kind of do whatever we want. We tend to get the result we want, away from home. But it's at home, we just kind of shit the bed, and either the crowd gets on top of us. We haven't had a crowd in a while, but like the pressure playing at Old Trafford is a little bit too much. I keep forgetting how young the squad is, but then you that's why you need seasoned people like Cavani, like Matic, and I don't know who else we have this season, De Gea maybe, that kind of controls that. So hopefully going forward, we'll continue to win every away game as per usual. Then hopefully we can win a couple more home ones.
Adam, is it easy to say that this season's a little bit different in terms of not having much advantage at home or away from home? And that maybe is contributing to Manchester United's now record-breaking away form. I think that's now 8 consecutive league wins away from home. It's record-breaking. It's the best in the club's history. I think it's the best in Premier League history as well.
It is.
Is it easy to say that's a playing factor, Adam, or is there other factors you think at play here?
Oh, you look at it. What's that? 100% averaging more than 3 goals a game so far away from home this season. But I mean, if you listen to Ollie the other day, then that wasn't a factor because he's used the no fans at home comment a few times in terms of us being bad. I do think it affects us probably more at home in the wrong way, and affects us better because of the amount of stick and pressure we get away from home. So you could say it is a major factor because when United roll into town, it's cup final every weekend for whoever we're playing, isn't it? So I think that does play into it a little bit, and no surprise that some of our big performing players have played a lot better away from home as well when there's not as much pressure on them. It's going to be I'm intrigued more than anything to see what happens when everything goes back to normal, and what team adapts to it first and what a team adapts to it better, because you know what, it's going to be completely different to what these players are used to. I mean, we're coming up to, how long has it been? It's been months, isn't it, since they've seen any fans in the stadium at all. So I think it has to have played a part. It really does, because I said it before we came back from the last lockdown last season. I said United will finish top 4 easy. Because when it comes down to it, on paper, I think United's team is good enough to beat anyone. And with no fans, no pressure, no away days, like I said, United's biggest draw for any team when you roll into town. And that's always a massive pressure for United. And you have to have a certain mentality to play at Man United and deal with that pressure away from home, because it's not like that for any other club. I don't care what any other fans say. It's totally different to be a United player. And that got taken away. So that's why I was confident we were going to make top 4. And it proved that way because our away record, like you said, going on 8 now. The last time we dropped points was that first game back against Tottenham. That was the last time we dropped points away from home. And that seemed like an age away, mate. So it did. It has to have played. And no coincidence, mate. We were unbeaten since we've had no fans away from home. So you got to say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though, isn't it, Natalie? Because the away day fans, the Manchester United fans who often go away from home, are the best, by far the best. So how come it's now that they're not in the stadium, all of a sudden, we're putting on this magnificent form away from home?
Yeah, I think home in Europe, where we have the best fans, travelling all around the country, all around the world. I think it is, though. I think home, when we play at Old Trafford, like just been said, I think there's a pressure of, you're playing in one of the best stadiums in the world, you're playing in front of the best fans, even if the fans aren't there, it's still that pressure of Old Trafford. Whereas away, I think potentially a team comes to attack us, like they want to get them points. And so it's easier maybe for us to break it down, playing behind. There's times in that at the first half we could have been 2-0 out of sight ourselves, but obviously they got the 2 goals, and we had to come back. And I think potentially having no fans in there helped us a bit. But I think even when we play with fans away, I think generally under Ollie, apart from a few, it has been better away potentially than home, even with fans. So I just hope that when the fans do come back, it will be they'll be more used to it. I don't know, because obviously it's going to come back in little spurts, isn't it? It's not going to be 75,000. It's going to be 2,000. Then it'll build up slowly. So maybe it might help that. It might help, when the fans come back in Old Trafford. If we do go down, you just get behind them a lot more. I remember there was a game, Newcastle, and we went in about 2-0 down. We came back and won 3-2 or something like that. It was a couple of years ago. But that was at home. I think that was really when the fans really got behind it, made it really electric, and we ended up winning. So I think hopefully everyone will come back rejuvenated and excited. So
yeah. It's interesting what you say there in terms of about, you know, when fans are allowed back into stadiums, because from what we know, it's obviously going to be staggered, and it's going to be a couple of thousand in probably every other stadium apart from the stadiums in Manchester, because of the tier 3 lockdown. It looks like they're going to start rolling it out in London and on the South Coast first. But it also looks like that those 2,000 fans are going to be home fans, so they're going to be home supporters anyway. So it sort of feels like you're in an unfair sort of stead there. You're sort of playing against, you know, a 12 man all of a sudden. That's when the pressure's going to be on playing away from home, isn't it, Joe? Because you're not just playing against, you know, the opposition team, but they're fans as well. And we know, you know, fans can influence the refereeing decision quite easily. It's you know, it's a lot to go by, but we should be confident because of this record, because of this form.
No, absolutely. And first of all, I don't think any fans should be allowed into any stadium, mainly because it doesn't benefit us. But it's I think it's like Natalie was saying, they're going to come in slow spurts and stuff like that. But we should be confident no matter what, no matter who we're playing against. Because at the end of the day, I don't know how many teams we're playing in. I guess it's in basically just London or down south anyway.
West Ham next weekend. Fans
is that fans, but they've only got like 2 or 3 of them anyway, so that's fine. And and that stadium is so massive, and they have to be so far away from each other. It probably just starts fight with each other anyway.
No, what they had to do, they had to wait until the Manchester derby was finished, because City would be in obviously a very similar situation, so they had to get that gone, and then I think they'll open up the tier 3 on Manchester then.
Yeah, it's just to save the embarrassment for City. That's what it is.
It's very true. But no, I think there should be no fans allowed in stadiums until everyone's allowed. But yeah, we need a challenge. Look, we're winning too much too easily. We're allowing teams to like have a chance at us by giving them a couple of goals, and they still can't do anything against us. So let them have fans as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a bit of confidence there from Joe. I know he's joking in terms of giving them a couple of goal head start, Adam. But you know what? I will say the one thing for me yesterday on Sunday. Well, no, it was yesterday. I've lost my days here. Yeah. Yesterday against Southampton was the fact that I did feel like if we get a goal, this game changes completely, and then I fancied us winning it. So we should be so confident.
Right, I said it. I said we need a goal. As soon as we get a goal, within the first 10-15 minutes that second half, it was game on, because I was doing my nut in the first half, probably like a lot of United fans, because they've only got one threat, and that's Ward-Prowse. The guy has just got a vendetta against us. It's like, give the ball Ward-Prowse and he will destroy United. That's it. And we kept playing to their advantage. I couldn't believe it. But I said, you know what? I looked at McCarthy, I thought, shaky. I said, let's just hit some shots. You know what I mean? Let's just have a few shots and goal. And as soon as one goes in, then that was it. I thought like you, Ben. I thought Southampton would just start to capitulate. And you know what? What did Henderson have to do in that second half? It was just sheer dominance. And luckily, we've got some characters in that team now. We've got some leaders. I heard you, man, there, Joe, talking about Bruno. Man, Bruno's my hero. I've only known him for 6 months, but he's just a legend. He's an absolute legend. And then Cavani, first thing Cavani did when he came on that pitch, tracked back, won the ball back, one of their midfielders, got us in possession. So I'm looking at it going, we've got leaders in there, we've got winners in there. Now hopefully that will spread into the rest of the squad, because like you said, it's a very young squad. They need players like that around them. Good, fair that you pointed out the Bruno video that came out on social media today about when Cavani's equaliser went in, and then ushering the fellas back to the halfway line. Come on, we're not celebrating draws here. This is United. We need to be beating Southampton. And look what happened this weekend, mate. We win our game in hand. We're a point from the top. All of a sudden, every single team above us lost or dropped points, apart from who was it? Leicester lost today.
Wolves.
But Adam,
couldn't believe it.
Wolves. Adam, don't forget, Solskjaer is a PE manager. So just
PE teacher.
Yeah, PE teacher. Yeah, don't forget to mention that, okay? Because of course
they don't have those in Ireland. That's why Joe's ignorant there on what the actual role was. But no, Adam, just quickly on Bruno Fernandes. I saw a tweet the other day by Phil Brown, mannequins who we're going to have on the show very, very soon. I think it actually might be not this coming Friday, but the Friday after. And he was being serious about the fact that, well, when are we going to start talking about Bruno Fernandes potentially being up there as the best midfielder in the world right now? Potentially even talking about him with the Ballon d'Or. And I know that might sound far-fetched to some, but for me, when you look at midfielders in world football, there's no one getting anywhere near him at the moment. Not even everyone's love child, Kevin De Bruyne, is nowhere near him at the moment. His impact has been phenomenal, isn't it, Adam?
Mate, you know where I come from when my YouTube started. You know the channels.
Portugal?
I was working with
Bruno Fernandes's house.
I've been batting off people who don't think Bruno, believe it or not, should be starting in United's team. You would not believe the crap that comes out of people's mouths, mate. Bruno Fernandes would fit into any team in the world right now. You don't get stats like Bruno Fernandes. There's no one out there with Bruno Fernandes stats. The guy apparently is crap, but he's got 11 goals this season. And you know what? Penalties don't count anymore because it's Bruno Fernandes. Well, I think any midfielder who'd scored 6 from open play, which he has got, I think a midfielder a quarter of the way through the season, I think most teams would take them stats as well. So at the moment, if you judge him off his sort of average, he's coming near 40 goals for the season for midfield if he carries on at this rate.
He's been at United for 36 games. If you can count that header for Cavani where he kicked the ball across, it's 37 goal contributions in 36 games.
You know, mate, this is the impact I think everyone thought Pogba was going to have. Yeah. This is the impact we all thought Pogba was. But this is, I think, what people are struggling to get their head around is that we have got a world-class player on our books. Yes. You can't say or throw around world-class lightly these days, but this is a world-class player. That's what we've got. I think some United fans still can't accept it after what's happened the last few years, but you know what? Even when he's bad, he's better than everyone else is good. That's how I say it. That's what Bruno is for me.
Also, can't make the mistake. We've got to build a team around him now. He's our number 10. We build a team around our number 10.
Yeah.
For me, he's like captain material. You know, when he was like 100%. Saying, come back, don't celebrate. And I think we've seen that a lot with United players. They have, I remember Dan James against Crystal Palace. He ended up celebrating and, Rashford pulled him back and all that. But that's it. And I think he's got to teach them young ones. This is Man United. This is what we expect week in, week out. Like, we can't be happy with 2-2 against Southampton. We need to go out there, get a point, then you celebrate. Celebrate at the end when you've won it. But yeah, I agree with everything Adam's saying. He's absolutely quality from the minute he came in. What he's doing, his numbers now.
Scary.
But about his penalties as well, just like he's revolutionised how to take a penalty. Because how many players prior to Bruno Fernandes have you seen had to retake more than one penalty?
Yeah.
Like the way he does that. I always thought that the jump he did was just a case of that's just his way, his technique. It always made me uneasy every time he does it. But then you realise why he does that. He does the leap because that means the keeper are anticipating him taking a penalty, come off the line. So if you miss it, you get another shot.
What was more scary, the Pogba shuffle or the Bruno jump? What was it?
You know what? Somewhere he's still doing that. Like, that still hasn't ended. But the one thing I will say about you're right. He has revolutionised the way you want to take penalties because it says a lot that actually people want the way that Bruno takes penalties banned. Like, that's how hated it is.
Ian Wright. Ian
Wright. But even a few other, even Sam Johnson, didn't he? The goalkeeper came out and said he shouldn't be allowed to take a penalty like that. I mean, it is garbage, I agree, but it's the fact that actually Bruno's doing something different and people don't like it. And what's our famous tagline? Hated, adored, never ignored. And that's why Bruno suits our team, our club down to the point. And Natalie, just one more bit on Bruno, and we've gone to a Bruno loving now. I love it. There was a tweet the other day that said that Bruno's only played, I think, 3 games at Old Trafford, maybe even slightly more than that, maybe 5. I don't know. It's a very low number though since joining the club. And the tweet was basically saying Bruno will not know how loved he is by the fans until he gets back in Old Trafford. That first game back, he's going to get a hero's welcome, isn't he?
100%. I mean, for me, even when he was playing, and there was a few fans in, they were already like ready for him. We're already like excited for him, scoring goals, creating assists, the things he was doing with the ball. And now we've not even seen the best of him. We've had to see it all, from the telly. But it's going to be adored.
What player gets a song after 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That says
what a song it is as well. My daughter, by the way, I've spoken about my daughter a lot on this show. I love it, as you can tell. She knows it, all the lyrics. She's only 2.5. It's the first thing she can sing fully, apart from "Let It Go," Frozen. Is Bruno, Bruno, literally. And yeah, some people would say that's me forcing United down her neck. I'd say it's great parenting. Anyway, let's have a look. John said it's either that or she's going to be a Liverpool fan because her granddad is. So it's one or the other. I'd rather I go with a positive influence on her life and put Manchester United on her. John goes, he shows passion. What passion does Maguire show? Look, we're not going to make this about Maguire show because I actually think Maguire's been brilliant recently, but he does show passion, and that's a positive to Bruno, and you're right to point that out, John. Honestly, those two are my favourite signings in years from Jacob. I can't wait to watch Bruno and Van der Beek in the flesh. Jonathan's been on. Playing away allows us to get away with counter-attacking, something we're good at. Maybe that's why we are playing better away from home. But potentially, yeah, because then it's on the home team to put the onus on you. 100%. Right, let's move away from this in a way, because in a bit we've got to talk a little bit about confidence going into the PSG game and what the hysteria is going to be like if we end up winning that group, by the way, which we've agreed, Joe, is just I think an overachievement, a massive overachievement if we win that group. So we'll come on to that in a second. We've also got Joe's Ultimate Fan Quiz, which if you're watching along at home, you can play along with in the live chat. So come over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AllForUnited, and hit a like on this right now, please, guys, because it'll help us grow. Right, Joe. If you can get 60 seconds on the stopwatch, please, because this is my chance to ask the guys some really reactive questions. My first United, this is where we're going to pick Natalie and Adam's brains on their first experiences around our favourite football club, Manchester United. It's not just our favourite football club. It's a family member. It's someone we love and adore. So I've got the questions ready to go. I'll come to you guys one by one once Joe tells me that I can start.
Start.
Brilliant. Right, let's come to you first, Natalie. What was the first game you saw live?
Man United versus Leicester. I think we won like 5-2.
What about you, Adam?
I think it was United QPR, standing up with no seat in sight.
What year was that?
I think it was 90, actually.
Oh, lovely. Brilliant. What about, Natalie, first player that you idolise that played for United?
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. I always loved him.
Love that. Adam?
The King. There's only one.
Harry Cantona, I love that. What about, we spoke about away days, Natalie, so what about your first United away day? Can you remember that?
Yeah, Leicester again. When Schweinsteiger scored and Vardy scored that goal, it was a proper away day, though.
You love the Walkers King Power Stadium. What about you, Adam?
I remember it was the Valley in Charlton. 2-0. I think Ollie scored a brace that day. It was. You know what it was? I remember it well because it was when Fergie just announced he wasn't retiring, and that first time. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, it was a while ago. I can't remember the date even.
I'll tell you what, we'll get Joe to question you on that because I've got one more question for each of you before we run out of time. Natalie, what was the first trophy you can remember United winning?
Oh, I'm young, I'm a baby, so I think it's 99, treble. I was 7 years old and I just remember all them 3 trophies coming in, ticking it off.
What about you, Adam?
Lee Martin, injury time. FA Cup.
Yeah.
What a win that was. And we are out of time, are we, Joe?
Yes, we're out of time.
I will come over to you now, Joe, to ask the guys questions on their first United experiences, if you want to dig deeper.
Yeah, Adam, I want to come to you first. You said your first away game was Charlton. Mm-hmm. What age were you then?
Oh, mate, I was in I was doing early 20s, because it took me a while to get to an away game, because my dad used to just get tickets for the home games, so it took me a while to get to my first away game. So, yeah, it was early 2000s.
What could you tell, like for you, what from going to Old Trafford to an away stadium to the Valley? What did you feel going into the stadium then? How was the atmosphere different for you, or was it just
100%?
Yeah,
four man to a seat, packed in, waves of people. If you go away with United, the seats just they might as well not be there. It just gets destroyed because I've seen people stuck in between the seats celebrating goals. You fall down in between them because it's just like a wave that goes forward. It's the best feeling in the world. It's dangerous as hell, but it's still the best feeling in the world. But no, the atmosphere, the intensity, I think, is what you feel differently. Going to Old Trafford, it doesn't have the sort of intimidation feel to it. But when you go away, you feel like you're part of something, and that is a team, a football club that everyone hates. That's the difference.
I have the same question for you. That was you. The first game was in Leicester. How did you feel for yourself when you went to the away game? And I have the same. After this, I have one more question for both of you to answer. It's a yes or no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, no, it's fine. I basically same as Adam. I'd never been away. I didn't know what to expect. I was going on a bus, never met the guys before, just saw it online, just said, come on this bus, and just made friends with everyone on the bus, all going down. This is a big game. I think Vardy had scored so many goals and all this, and I think it's just coming back. Schweinsteiger scored, but I think I remember it's just that singing 90 minutes, and I love when you go in Old Trafford. Different ends have different kind of feelings, but away end when you're following United is just different. It's just 90 minutes pure singing, and everyone's your brother, everyone's your sister, and it's a great feeling. And I can't wait to get back to it, really.
Can I quickly, Joe, just quickly butt in before your final question, because Jonathan's got in touch here, and actually, Natalie, I remember you was at this game because you put all the pictures up. PSG away last season with that late winner from Marcus Rashford. I don't know if you guys have seen this, by the way. Also, reverting back to social media videos, have you guys seen the VAR on the microphones? The little video that's out there. Have you seen? How incredible is that, Adam? That needs to be introduced.
It does. You could say no one could sit down. You could just see the fourth official sit down. Sit down.
And then this is pressure to Ollie. Ollie, tell them to sit down.
Do you know what the best bit about that video, Ben? Actually, when it pans to the referee walking onto the pitch, giving it all that, the United players, you don't see the reaction of the United players, and they're all like just doing absolute mental things. Brilliant to see that.
What about you, Natalie? When he ran over to that touchline monitor, obviously VAR quite new at that point. I mean, even now, it's still not going to be that good for fans because you can't see what's going on, or you don't really know what's going on apart from what the announcer says. But obviously, you're in a different country, probably different language on the speakers and stuff. So, can you recall that? How was it? What happened?
The lot hit it, didn't he? And I just thought, why are you still going on about it? Why are you still going on? And it stopped for ages. And then he had his hand in his ear, and I thought, what's going on? He's going to give a penalty. And obviously, the minute he started to run, that's when everyone thought, come on. And, the song started singing, we're going to win it, and all this. And then he came back and did that. And then you waited just for Rashford, and then boom. Oh, the feeling. I mean, because it was 2-0. Lukaku scored 2, and you were like, unbelievable scenes because you didn't expect us to go out there and do that. And then obviously they pulled one back, you thought, it's done for. But that Rashford goal, I mean, it'll go down in history. The way everyone celebrated, the way they all run over. Ashley Young came out at the end and was singing with us all. It was one of the best European away nights. I mean, I've done Turin as well. I think it was the same season. To be fair,
that's a free kick.
Just amazing as well. So
I can imagine. For me, though, as well, for what made that PSG game even sweeter is I think before the match, although we were riddled with injuries at the time and we didn't know what team he was going to put out, when you looked at that team at the start of the game, you were shitting it because that was literally one of the most, so to speak, plastered United team. Like, we're literally plastering over so many cracks within that side and players playing completely out of position. That also, when you're at a game and a team gets announced, you've got so much anticipation on who you want to see play, who you don't want to see play. So I can imagine when you was in Paris at that point, you saw that team, you probably went, what time's on our journey back?
Now, Ben, you look at that team and then I've looked back at pictures, I'm like, Greenwood was there, Scott McTominay was there. I mean, already, these are like now players that we see week in, week out. Chong, even though he's gone to think, but these are now big players that rely on Greenwood, and I think those moments gave those lads a lot, so I think Ollie bringing them through slowly, even if he has to plaster things up, we would have done them a world of good, those boys, innit?
100% it worked. Joe, sorry, mate, go on, go back to your final question. I had to ask about that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very glad you did. Now, this is just quickly, guys, if you could choose between being at United with a last-minute winner, a la Rio Ferdinand 2004 against Liverpool, or be at Anfield for a la John O'Shea's last-minute winner at Anfield, which would you choose?
That's a question.
I know. It's easy for me.
Yeah, it's easy. Anfield.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The one game I wished I was at was Wanfield, because for me, that was a moment. That to be behind the goal for that from Juan Mata, was a moment and a half watching it on the telly. Imagine being there in the stadium.
I wish I was there for that Diego Forlan one on Dudek.
Oh my gosh!
I wish I was there for that one.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Like going to Anfield, as it's been more recently, losing, but to have those memories in the bank of the one. It always outweighs
it. You need it. You need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Well, look, there's some good memories, and talking about making good memories, I think we could have one coming up on Wednesday night, because a win would more or less seal us winning this group.
It
And
would, yeah.
it does seal it. But for me, I think no one's going to talk about how much of an achievement this actually is. You're looking at a Leipzig team who went far last year. They were a fantastic, promising side. They've got a fantastic manager. They're usually well set up. But before we beat them, they were unbeaten in the league. They conceded one goal up until we smashed them. And you've got a PSG side that has world beaters, obviously got to the final last year. I mean, Istanbul, Başakşehir, look, this is always going to happen with a team like that from Turkey. But they were good last season. Like, they outshone Galatasaray, Besiktas, and the Turkish giants. Adam, what were your thoughts when you first saw this group? Because I was petrified.
Yeah, group of death, wasn't it? The finalist and semi-finalist of the Champions League last year in our group, German football, like you said, I looked at all the league tables at the time. 1 goal conceded all season, unbeaten. Leipzig didn't look like even conceding a chance, let alone a goal. I mean, Upamecano, new contract, everyone buzzing at the club, everyone's sharing the goals around the Leipzig team, and it just looked like an impossible task, because out of all the English teams, I looked at ours and went, probably the one that doesn't go through. And I was dreading Thursday nights, mate. That was my ultimate thought. I was dreading Thursday nights because I knew we'd do Başakşehir, but the other two, and it's not done yet. I know, just got to get the 1 point. So I know what this season's like. Anything can happen, but I actually think going into this PSG game now, this team, we come from behind so many times this season already. Are you talking about comebacks before? We were behind at Newcastle, we won. We were behind at Brighton, we won. You know, we were behind at weekend, we won. You know, there's quite a few times. I know it's been away from home, but let's be honest, at home in the Champions League, we've been a different animal, haven't we? So I'm thinking they have to be really confident going into this game on Wednesday night. I feel confident. I just feel like with Cavani in there, I think Cavani, Van der Beek and Bruno are my mainstays in that team at the moment. And I'll be going in on Ollie if he doesn't keep playing them, because Van der Beek was a different level again for me at Southampton. He just brings a calmness and composure on the ball. You've got Bruno, who's hellfire, 100 mile an hour. Then you've got the calming influence of Van der Beek when he gets on the ball. But then you've got the Matador up front, and you just know we can now start crossing balls into the box because someone can head it finally. Do you know what I mean? We've got all aspects of it. And then look what we've got to come on. Like Nat was talking about, you've got all the young lads, you've got Greenwood there. Hopefully Martial's fit and healthy again for the game. The options is ridiculous. We should be looking at this game going, let's just go and beat PSG and let's put this to bed. There's no messing. There's no 1 points. We should be going out there to beat them. That's it. That's the mindset. Simple as. And I think that is how we will approach it. I hope we do anyway, but we'll see. But for me, I'm confident, mate.
Yeah, and we've also got, going into this game, I think, a much sturdier defence than we had when we went to Paris earlier on in the season. I think Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka and Telles have looked solid the last few games they've played.
Telles hasn't done his groin, has he? I've seen him holding it coming off.
I think he had a little ice pack on it and he's feeling a bit better now from what I saw. Nothing else has come out about it. I think the only thing that I've seen that was that Martial got sent home from training earlier on today because he still isn't. He's still a little bit poorly. He was sent home for a Horlicks and told to feel a little bit better. But Nasty, do you echo those words? Do we need to go all out and really prioritise winning this group now that we've got the opportunity to?
I think so. It makes it easier, well, there's no easy games in Champions League, but, it makes it easy. You can play that second team. I'm confident going into it. I know, you could say at home we haven't been that good, but, in the Champions League, we actually look like a different beast. And whether it's because we get time to play and you can build up slowly and, teams, it suits us sort of counter-attacking style. You don't really see a very low block a lot of the times, maybe, Istanbul a bit. But, I can see Paris coming out and us countering them. And I think it can be a really end-to-end game. I think hopefully there's a lot of goals, but you can only go into it confident. We've come back. We're on a bit of a winning streak now. It's Wednesday night under the lights. It's going to be a good game. I'm really excited.
Yeah, they've really lived up to it, Joe. As Adam was saying earlier on, we've played better in the Champions League, apart from obviously that first half against Beckhamshire.
9 goals, mate.
Awful. Yeah,
2
9
games.
goals under the lights at and at Old Trafford as well. We've been absolutely phenomenal, I think, too. So, talk to us a little bit about that, Joe. Do you think that actually they're rising to the task in the Champions League?
I think it's just because we're playing better opposition in the Champions League than we would week in, week out in the Premier League, because naturally in the Champions League, better squad. So they want to actually play football, most of them do. And we always play better against teams that come at us rather than just sit back and allow us to go at them. So it's not too surprising that we're doing better in Champions League. Then we did absolutely destroy it by losing to Istanbul on a couple of weeks ago. So it doesn't make it any easier. But this is the first time, when this group is drawn, my first thought was, this is the first time we've ever been in a group where we are the neutrals' favourites. Because everyone in Turkey hates Istanbul Başakşehir. Everyone in France hates PSG. Everyone in Germany hates Leipzig. So, the neutrals, for the first time in our history, were yeah, Man United, I like them. So we're top of someone's group before a ball was kicked anyway.
So what you're trying to say is we've got to change. We're no longer hated, adored, never ignored. We're hated, loved by everyone else.
It's hated with a little asterisk on the side of it. So it's hated by nearly everyone else. Yeah.
By nearly everyone.
Yeah.
We've got a comment here as well from Jake who says, are we through if Istanbul beat Leipzig? I think then it comes down to the head-to-head, doesn't it? I think then depending on what happens when we play Leipzig. But I think with just a point we go through. So I think
because we've got the best on PSG, haven't we, on head-to-head? So a point will do us.
Although, as you say, I want to see us go for it. I'd really like to see us go for it. Hello to Red Devil Studio says, great show. Should we go diamond or with a back five? I would say back five if Tuanzebe was fit, because we came up with a formula that worked against PSG the first time. But also, we've got to remember the reason why we went with a back five was because of how defensively poor we were at the very, very start of the season, to give us a bit of reassurance. Adam, you wouldn't be worried if we started with a back four, would you, on Wednesday?
I wouldn't know, because I feel like we play better, like Joe said, when teams come at us. And I feel like the four at the back gives us a better option going forward for me. I know it worked for us well at PSG, but that was, I thought, through luck that we got that formation right, because we were trying to protect. I just don't think we thought PSG were going to be as bad as they were, because they were crap on the night, let's be honest. They really were poor, but I feel like the back five protects the midfield holding players as well, because they don't get dragged out wide because they've got that extra cover with the wing backs. But I feel like now, it's just about finding the right formula with four at the back. The 4-3-3 is my preferred formation for any United setup. It really is, because I feel like it's adaptable in game as well, better than the others. But I feel like if PSG come at us, we've just got all the tools to just destroy them. I just really feel it. It's going to be interesting, though, because I don't think he would have picked Donny van der Beek if Martial was fit against Southampton. That's what I ultimately think. Mm-hmm. And Donny van der Beek, I think, is going to be key. If Scott McTominay's fit, is he going to go back to the Scott and Fred combo, which works well defensively? Yeah. I just feel like if we drop off in this game, ultimately PSG can't be as bad as they were in the first game. And I just feel like we're playing into him.
If he does revert back to that, though, Adam, for this game, you can't, so to speak, blame him, though, can you? Because it is a game which we do need to make sure that we defensively have options, and we are outworking the opposition, and those two work.
We all shouted out for versatility, because we were good against the good teams last year, but crap against the shit. Mm-hmm. So we started to figure out how to beat the crap teams on low blocks, and we've figured out a plan B when we go behind, which we couldn't last year. So now we've got to look at it and go, yeah, I'm all for it. If he's versatile and he goes back to the three at the back, five in the middle or five at the back, whichever way you want to call it, then I see it as a sensible decision. I don't think he's ever done it at Old Trafford, though, Ollie. I've not seen it at Old Trafford that I can remember. But I think now he would have learnt enough that he can adapt his team in different ways. It's like we cannot play the same team every week. I know that we can't play the same formation every week. It's just good to know that there is a plan B there now, and we've got another formation that works. So if he went back to the five, I would have no issue with it, because I think it does work well against the big teams. We've seen it against it was only Liverpool who we didn't beat last season, wasn't there? Everyone else we just smashed to pieces with it.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I'm just going to move course slightly. Dan's got in touch saying all that matters is the qualification. Don't get a trophy for being top of the group. I do sort of agree, but when it's there to be grabbed, don't you want to just sort of grab it? Because it's been such a tricky group. We've stood out massively, and look, I understand that if we finish top of the group, we could end up with a tougher tie sometimes, because, you know, some clubs having a mare in Europe this year, so we could end up, I think, with someone commented, a Madrid or an Ajax, or, you know, a Juventus potentially, because of how hot and cold they've boiled when it comes to form.
I'd take any of them over Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But I was just going to move on that, Natty, in terms of saying that, look, when it comes to achieving things, you've got to be one of the best of teams. I still think last season, you know, we should have finished third. Don't get me wrong. Like, that should have always, we should have been challenging on all fronts. And, you know, realistically, you know, finishing third at the start of the season, we would have obviously taken that. The way we done it, we made it difficult on ourselves. The way we brought it back was freaking incredible. And I still don't think that the lads or Ollie get spoken about enough for pulling that out of the bag, because it was brilliant in the end. If we win that group, that's a message, isn't it? Because I don't think anyone gave us a hope in hell's chance of us winning this group at the start of the season when the draw was made.
Yeah, everyone was saying, "Oh, you're going to go out," or, you know, Thursday night football back for United. You know, posting images of Europa League. I mean, I think everyone was worried. I mean, Adam just said it. You know, we're worried. Are we going to get out of this group? So, yeah, I agree with what the comment said. You know, just about you know, getting qualified. But for me, even if you do have to play a Real Madrid or etc., I'd rather finish top. That's I don't know, maybe it's just me, it's that mentality, finishing top. All the years watching Fergie, you know, it was, you have to win your group, you know, because you get an easier, you might not be easier, but you get a better draw. You know, I don't know if it's still the case, but you usually get home.
You do.
Home leg first, home leg second, and that's what it was all about. It was always about getting that, so you could come back to Old Trafford. Yeah, it's not been a great at Old Trafford, but that's what we want to sort of try and get back into these lads, you know, finish top, because then it works out better for you. And I think, you know, it sends a statement as well. If we go out and beat Paris in Paris, and then beat them in Old Trafford, and then potentially go and beat Leipzig in Germany, it just, people might start looking at us and thinking, you know, I don't want to play United, and, you know, this is how they play this, and they might beat us. And that's just, you know, you want that kind of people talking about you like that, rather than, oh, you know, United's the easy draw kind of thing. You want them talking, oh, look, it's done.
No, 100%. I'm with you on that, 100%. And Dan here says it's absolutely great progression, but we can't start taking participation trophies. You have to always be expecting more, or you'll let your guard down. As much as I do completely agree with that, Dan, 100%. For me, it's a case of that everyone calls out for wanting to see progress under Ollie. They want to see progress. They want to see us moving forward all the time. Now, if we do, say, come 3 weeks' time, continue this run that we're on now and keep winning games, if we win the Champions League group, we'll potentially be a point, if not, potentially if we beat City, somewhere around the top of the league, because we're winning the games that we need to be winning, and we'd finish the top of our Champions League group. Now, if that isn't progression in such an awful start of the season to give the team confidence moving forward, I think that's massive, Joe, don't you?
I completely and utterly agree. If we go from losing 6-1 to fucking Spurs to 2.5 months later be finishing top for a qualification group in the Champions League and near enough to the top of the league, like that's an incredible turnaround. Now, unfortunately, there is a lot of ifs there, but from the last time,
wood right now, I'm just trying to find.
Everyone touch wood.
Yeah,
but like if we're kicking on now, if the West Brom game, even though that was a win, if that was just like the final shards of misery that we're going to get this season, then absolutely, come on, let's kick on. But let's just pray, hopefully.
But then again, also, of course, I will take a 1-0 win with a deflective 90th minute winner in our next 2 Champions League games, and also in our next 4 games, and a poor performance, as long as we bloody win them. I don't care.
I agree.
You know, performances are there. It's just when you're going to get them. So you have to learn how to win dirty as well. It's a big thing. But I mean, I'd say now after the win, personally myself, and what expectations I set myself out and what I wanted this season, I'd say where we are now, quarter of the way into the season, I'd say we're par. That's how I'd see it as a goal score, because I needed to be in the mix. like I said, if we beat Burnley or we win our game in hand, we're a point behind the leaders. So I wanted to be in the mix, closing the gap on the top two. I want to win a trophy this season, and that would be progress for me. I didn't expect us to win the league this season, but I'm saying now if there was a chance for United to win a league title, it's this one. I know some people may say that's crazy, but this season, I just feel like United have got as good a chance as anyone right now, because I don't see Liverpool being as strong. City, well, we'll find out in a couple of weeks. You know what? Our hardest game over the next few weeks is West Ham next week. That's our hardest game. Straight after the PSG game, West Ham had a whole week to prepare for us. David Moyes, oh God, I swear to God, man, that guy, he boils my piss. He really does, but he's just there, innit? And you know what he's going to do.
Your favourite Manchester United manager of all time is...
Don't even get me started. I heard the Arsenal fans going on about what Arteta said the other day, and the words, "we aspire to play like Man City," just popped into my head from the David Moyes era, and I was like, that guy set us back 5 years. I swear to God.
You know what, though? The most interesting game, I think, is going to be that City game. But then also a few weeks later, we got Leeds, and that is going to be a very interesting game.
People don't know rivalry until they come across Leeds against United. People think Liverpool and City's bad. It ain't got a patch on them. What? It really hasn't.
I fucking hate Leeds. That's what Neil would say. I can't bloody wait for that game. Right, anyway, we've got to move on. Big game coming up on Wednesday. But right now, Natalie and Adam, it's time for Joe to turn quizmaster and put you both to the sword. This is the ultimate MUFC fan quiz. Guys, if you have a live chat open, we're going to trust that you're going to do the honourable thing and close it. Natalie and Adam, I'm talking to you two. Hopefully you can just see our face and you can't see anything else, because Joe is going to say the questions, and everyone at home, you can join in the live chat as well. It's Natalie against Adam. And Joe, what is the theme today? Take it over, mate.
Considering we are the best away team in the world right now, and I am wearing an away jersey, the theme of today's quiz is Manchester United away from home. There's 3 questions. There's one away, there's one Premier League away, Europe away, and neutral stadiums. And then if you're still tying after the 3 questions, there was a tiebreaker question to separate the losers from the winners. Natalie, that is good smack talk. Really lower his guard. Adam, we're going to start with you. You are side A. Question 1, which is neutral ground. Who scored Southampton's 2 goals against Manchester United in the EFL Cup final in 2016?
Oh man, who was that now? I know it is right there. I was at the stadium as well. Cannot believe it. Who is it now? Oh, I can't remember it. I can't remember the name. It's right there.
I'll give you a hint. He used to play for Southampton.
Was it around the time that we played them in the EFL Cup final?
Funny enough, it was, Ben. Funny enough.
Is that the game that Zassan's got to win? Yeah, it was that one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, same one.
Oh no, I can't even. Oh, God, it was the. I'm sure it was the. Was it the? It wasn't the Gabbiadini guy, was it? The Italian kid.
We just need a final answer. We can't.
I can't remember his first name now.
Well, just second name is enough. That's because that's what everyone.
I can't even say it properly. I think it's Gabbiadini or something like that. I can't remember his name.
That's your final answer, Adam?
Yeah, I'm guessing at that, mate. I really am.
Adam?
Yeah,
you have a point on the board. No, that was me being dramatic.
Oh, sorry.
That was me doing a dramatic pause. You got a point, but I should take it off you for being awkward.
He was fantastic in that first half in that game as well. He ran our defence riot.
But where is he now?
Exactly.
Natalie, for you. FA Cup final, our most recent cup final we've been in. Who fouled Eden Hazard to concede the penalty in the 2018 FA Cup final?
Phil Jones.
What's that?
Phil Jones.
And that's 1-1.
I remember that. It was awful.
I remember his face as well.
Day.
Yeah. Okay, we're level going into the second round. Next round is Premier League. Adam, this is both of you. This is a multiple choice answer. Adam, who was Manchester United's first ever away game against in the Premier League? Sheffield United, Newcastle, or Watford?
Sheffield United.
That is correct. That's 2-1 to Adam.
Wow, good one.
Well
Well
done,
done, Adam. That was good.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Remember Brian Dean scoring the goal?
Shit. You're a lot. Damn it. Yeah, that's right. Natalie, on what ground did Manchester United clinch the 2010-2011 Premier League title? Ewood Park, Goodison Park, or the Reebok Stadium?
Ewood.
Rooney
It's 2
penalty.
fucking all. It's 2-all. It was an Ashley Young penalty.
No, it's a Rooney penalty, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? It was 1-all. It was Ashley Young. Ashley Young scored.
No, it's Rooney penalty.
No, Rooney
sure
penalty.
Yeah, it's Rooney
no,
penalty.
remember, they literally had an agreement. They played the last 20 minutes out at snail pace.
Yeah, it was the most ridiculous last 15, 20
weird.
ever.
I'm sure it was Ashley Young. Sorry. Anyway.
Rooney.
Okay, this is where it gets tough. You thought those 2 questions, well, you didn't actually think the last round was that difficult at all.
By the way, this is the first time this has ever happened that we've got into the third round and we're all tied and everyone's got 10 out of 10 so far. So it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Adam, okay, this is quite a mouthful of a question now.
Okay.
Who was the most recent player to score in a Champions League semi-final away leg for Manchester United? Do you want me to repeat that again?
Yeah, just say that one again, mate. Yeah.
Who was the most recent player to score for Manchester United in a Champions League semi-final away leg?
Champions League semi-final away leg. Who scored in that game? Who scored in that game?
Do you know the...
It has to be Schalke, doesn't it?
I can't give you a hand.
Oh, he scored in that game. I can't even remember who scored in that game now.
Natalie, you have him on the ropes.
I remember the game. I remember it was 2-0 as well. I'm sure it was 2-0. Oh, I'm going to guess, I don't know. Giggs, maybe. I think Giggs scored in that game. I'm sure he did. It was 2-0 against Schalke in their new stadium. I can remember that's the last time I can remember it, I think.
Just quickly, we'll go with Giggs from Adam. Natty, if you had to have a guess.
God, I don't know. Rooney? I don't know. This, I'm just...
Was it the Schalke game? The answer's in, but was it that Schalke game?
It was the Schalke game.
It was.
Was that the second leg of that? That was when Neuer was walking off the pitch and Sir Alex Ferguson literally went up to him and went, "I want to sign you."
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was Rooney then. Oh, I don't know.
So, Adam, you said Giggs.
Mm-hmm.
Giggs did score in that game.
But he wasn't
he
the last.
scored the first goal. The answer was Wayne Rooney. Oh, it was Rooney! Well, Natalie, you can't steal points, but well done on knowing you got that right. Okay, Natalie, for the win.
Oh, God.
Who was the first Manchester United player to score an away hat-trick in the Champions League?
Oh, God.
Away hat-trick.
Away hat-trick. Oh, my days.
Away hat-trick.
Now, this is Champions League, not European Cup.
Yeah. You know what game's coming into my head, and it sounds really strange. And I remember like Obertan was playing and stuff like that. I don't know if that was the very first game, but that's a game that's coming into my head. It wouldn't have been, but don't know. I'm just gonna go like away hat trick. Van Nistelrooy? I don't know. I know it's probably wrong, but
Do you know what? The game you're on about, I'm pretty sure. We'll take. What was your answer again?
Van Nistelrooy.
And the comments are going crazy with this. I'm sure in that game, I can't remember who it was against. I want to say Wolfsburg, but Michael Owen scored a hat-trick away from home. Owen. And everyone's saying that in a live chat, and that is a shout.
That is a shout. Are you stuck with your answer? Who are you saying, Van Nistelrooy, Natalie?
Well, it has to stay with Van Nistelrooy because I
said it. Yeah, you said it now. But that was the game I was thinking of.
I will tell you,
but
first of all, Van Nistelrooy is incorrect. Second of all, Michael Owen is incorrect.
So was it? Someone's here said Andy Cole against Feyenoord.
It was Andy Cole against Feyenoord. And not only was it the first Champions League hat-trick, away Champions League hat-trick we scored, it was also our first ever hat-trick in the Champions League.
Well done, Jacob. Well done.
Yeah,
I
well done,
Jacob, because that is fantastic if you got that. But yeah, just a few in here. Stephen, Keane, both said Owen. Yeah, I thought that was a shout.
Now, for the tiebreaker, okay, guys. Now, I need Natalie, and so you guys can't just put it's the closest to this person, to this right answer, gets the points and gets the win, okay? But I need you to put in the private chat and get ready. The question is, how many away Premier League goals has Wayne Rooney scored in the Premier League? Did I say Premier League twice?
Away Premier League goals.
And whoever gets closest. But I need, whenever you have the answer, just go into the private chat, get it ready, and then when I say hit enter, okay?
Away Premier League goals was that, Joe?
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney.
Premier League
goals.
I don't even know.
Oh, blimey.
That is pure guess, isn't it?
This is the best quiz so far because every question is a bit of a headache. I love that.
I'm just guessing when I put mine. But I've got my guesses. My guesses have been quite good, so...
Quite good, to be fair.
Can I just say, no one's ever been so excited on this quiz as Natalie.
I'm so nervous. I'm going to get it so totally wrong.
So just let me know when you have it typed in, but don't hit enter until Natalie's ready. Adam?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Have you typed it in?
Yeah.
Okay, hit enter, 3, 2, 1, now.
Right, before we say the answer, Brown Knight has gone for 143, Keane's gone for 87, and John Fry's gone for 102.
I was going to go 100, but I didn't.
So, just out loud, can we just get... Adam, you went with?
75.
And Natalie, you went with?
80.
Oh, so if it's anything over...
Don't say anything. Yeah, don't say anything in between 80 and 75 now.
I can tell you that Wayne Rooney scored 88 goals.
Yay!
So Natalie is the winner. So make sure to rub it in. Make sure to rub it in, Natalie.
Can't believe it. No one knew so much about United. Who knows?
By the way,
can
we just shout out Keane, who was
Keane. Wow, fair play, Keane.
Keno.
It's either that or Joe has got the answer completely wrong, and Keane's got in there with a Google. So we'll wait on that one.
There's every possibility.
What a quiz and what a show. Natalie, Adam, you've been fantastic guests. Thank you so much for spending your Monday night with us. Really appreciate it. Joe, it's been a pleasure as always. Guys, thank you for watching. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We are out of here. And the Late Night Locking will be back on Friday with Joe. We've got an Irish pal of yours, haven't we?
Yes, we do. David Sneyd. He is an Irish journalist. He is a phenomenon. And you guys have to tune in and check him out because he is amazing.
I'm gate crashing an Irish party, guys, on Friday night show because also Dan O'Donnell from Stretty News is going to be on with us as well. So please check us out Friday night at 10 o'clock. Of course, reaction after the PSG game. The preview's up now. All for United podcast tomorrow evening as well. Take it easy. Thanks again, Adam and Natalie, and we'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys.